Excited to be here with you today because I am with Jullet. Jullet is a registered nurse of 25 years. So first of all, thank you so much for everything that nurses do. We're really, like, the whole world is in so much more appreciation of our medical staff today than ever before. Isn't that true?
Yes, definitely, Alicia, definitely. We actually had a group of people who came by the hospital recently, just applauding what was going on. They just stood outside and they were applauding, and everybody was like, "Wow, this is wonderful." And we have been getting a lot of support too from corporate Jamaica, almost on a daily basis. Persons taking, whether it's lunch, whether it's some little goodies, chocolates, flowers, every day. So the
Wow.
support is really awesome.
Wow, I'm happy for that.
Yeah.
So thank you. So Jullet, yes, she's a registered nurse, 25 years. Right now she's in administration as a nurse's manager. So, her duties are even wider, I guess you could say, and now that she's managing many nurses, but she still finds the time to have her side hustle going on. So she's making money on the side, mostly doing transcription. She's from Kingston, Jamaica. So Jullet, welcome. Welcome. I'm so excited that you're here.
Thank you, Alicia. Hi, everybody.
So let me ask you this. You have been a nurse for 25 years. When did you start your side hustle?
I started that in August of 2018.
Okay.
Um, I had to do a course, a 1 year course. I was going to do midwifery. So I was going to be on study leave. What that meant is that I would have a reduction in my pay, and I could not afford that really, but I needed to do this course.
Okay.
So after pondering and trying to decide, should I really do this course or whatever, I said, all right, let me see what my options are. So I started scouting online. Actually, prior to this, I had going online, I had found Fiverr and I had signed up to Fiverr, but then I didn't know how to navigate it really. So it was just there. And then when this opportunity came up for me to do the course, I said I needed something to do. So I went online, started exploring, and I saw this article about latent price. Now, I read the article and I'm like, wow, really? So let me read some more. And I kept reading, and she spoke about, how she used to work in this wholesale and she found this job and online and she's making money online. And I'm saying, this is in Jamaica, really? And then I saw where she said she was able to support her children. She was building a new house. I said, well, this is really inspiring, but I'm not so sure about this because I've tried several things before, really, and it really didn't pan out. So I saw where she had started and she became a trainer and was doing the get paid to type. But then I saw where she had started with Internet Income Jamaica. So I said, okay, let me explore the source. So I read some more on Internet Income Jamaica and I said, okay, it seems legit, but I'm still not sure. So I think at that time I had maybe the last $30 on my my credit card, 30 US, and I said, all right, I'm gonna take a chance and I'm gonna jump in. So I paid it and I said, all right, let me start listening to there was a webinar and I listened to the webinar and I said, okay, seems like this can work. And then I got the transcription package to study and everything. And actually, I was on vacation in August until the course would have started in October. So I decided, all right, I'm going to buckle down and I'm going to read everything. And I started reading. I went through the package. I started setting up my gigs. I read again. I went back. I said, okay, this is not working right. And I read and read and read. I read everything Internet Income Jamaica had. I went on and I read online about transcription. And I just read everything I could find on transcription. I said, all right, I'm going to give this my all. And then I said, all right, I'm ready to go. and I set up my gigs. I went and I read and I reviewed them. I went on the Facebook page and heard people talking about, what you can do to make your gig look better. And I went back and I reviewed it. I think I reviewed those gigs until I was like, no, this is not. I reviewed those gigs so many times and until I thought I was satisfied. And I said, okay, yes, I'm ready to go.
Love
And
it.
that's me.
Love it. Love it. And so transcription is definitely the main thing that you do. That's what you do.
That's definitely the main thing right now.
Okay. So let's talk about your largest or one of your largest transcription orders from one client. How much did a client pay you? That's always a memorable one. People usually remember one of their largest orders.
Right. Actually, that was this year, in March, actually. It was for $585.
Okay.
It was a client from South Africa who was doing some research, and she had interviewed several persons on the topic she was doing, and she needed the interviews transcribed. And she said she needed it done in a short time, and my concern was the accent. But she said most were clear, some were a little, not so clear. But I said, okay. So I gave her a price and she said, okay, I'm going to talk to my supervisor and see if this will work. She came back, she made the order, and we started on the orders. And it was challenging, but I managed to get them done. And it was really good.
Congratulations. Now, let me ask you a question. I know it must be a little bit challenging for you right now because you're so busy and with everything that's going on and in the hospital. I understand that you're really busy. So I understand that you have a little helper that's also helping you.
Right.
Tell
So
us about your son.
That little helper is my 17-year-old, almost 18-year-old son. His name is Javin. And he actually discovered, or I made him discover transcription last year, actually, when he was on summer break. When I was still in school and I had a lot of assignments to do, and I was getting all these orders, and I didn't want to put those orders on hold. So he wanted a summer job. He didn't get a summer job. I said, you know what? This is an idea. So he has a laptop. So I said, how about you do these? Because he has always seen me doing it. He will come over and say, Mommy, what you doing? And he said, all right, I'm going to try. And actually, his first one was quite impressive because usually I just allow him to do it. And then I would just review them, proofread them, and make sure that they're all good. And the first one he did was actually quite good. There was almost little to no mistakes.
Wow.
And I said, this is something that you can do, because when he does the job, what I do is I allow him to get that money. So he will write down what he does and he will say, Mommy, you have this amount of money for me. He's very serious with his money. So he will let me know I've done X amount of job. He takes out the 20% and he said, this is it. And then he goes on Amazon and he shops with it. So he's very excited about it, actually.
He's excited. So he's an internet entrepreneur already, 17 years old, while he's in high school.
He is.
Now,
because he told his friends about it, and his friends were like, that sounds like something I need to get onto. And he said, no, you won't have the patience for it. You have to have patience. You have to spend the time to listen. I don't think that's for you.
That's so cute. And so when he goes off to college, you did mention to me earlier that he wants to be an aeronautical engineer, which is amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you
for having such a wonderful and brilliant young son.
Right.
So when he goes off to college, do you think that he'll keep his side hustle being, and maybe he'll start his own account and not get the jobs from you?
Right.
But do you think to make his spending money from college, he might take on and continue to be an entrepreneur?
I think that's a very big possibility, because he wants to make his own money. So, and he recognized that this is something that he can do and he will make money from it. Because even doing jobs since this year, he came to me and he said, Mommy, I want to buy a phone. And I've seen a phone and it costs X amount. And he said, okay, so every job you get, I'm going to be the one doing them. So I've been allowing him to do the last couple of jobs. So far, he has made $400 towards his phone. So, so he's very excited about it. So I think it is definitely something that he will continue to do.
And then when he gets that phone that he earned off of his own money, that's going to be a different feeling. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Which is why I am encouraging him to do it, because he will understand the value of working for what you want.
I hope more parents, as they listen to this interview, will pull their kids into their businesses. You know, my niece lived with me when she was 15 years old, and she would make $100 a week on Fiverr doing Tumblr websites for clients, right? And I had a nephew living with me, kind of on and off, but a nephew who was 16 years old, and he did all sorts of things, but mostly transcription actually on Fiverr, and he did really well. So these teenagers were making their money and spending it,
right,
but doing really well at it. You know, so it was nice to see them when she, you know, she went to Queens and Kingston, but she would make her little side money so she could go out with her friends. And
exactly.
Yeah, and she felt really proud of herself. How does your son feel about himself when
he boasts to his friends about it? I mean, when he buys anything, he said, look here, this was bought with my money. I paid for this, and that is just how he is. And he tells everybody, and as soon as he gets them, because I will shop and then I'll get them in, as soon as he gets them, he takes pictures. This is what I bought with my money. So he's feeling very good about what he does. And the fact that he's helping me too, actually recently I was so surprised something he did. I came from work one night, I was so stressed. And I had a job to do, and which was due I think the following day. So when I woke up, I didn't do the job when I came home because, as I said, I was quite stressed. I just left it. When I woke up in the morning, I saw him typing. I said, what are you doing? He said, Mommy, I realized when you came home, you were tired, you were stressed, and I know this job is to be delivered soon. So I'm like 2 minutes away from finishing. I was so frightened. I'm like, did you sleep? He said, well, not yet, but I'm going to sleep when you are at work. And he actually completed the job. I was really proud of him. So even outside of getting his own money, his zeal to help me as well is really something that's good.
It seems like it's given him a lot of responsibility as well, understanding that it's a business and delivering to clients on time is important. So at his age, he already has so much understanding and knowledge of being a business owner, and that's fantastic. So he can log into your account and see what needs to be done. That's great. So you guys are a team.
Yeah, we are a great team too.
I love that. And so what do you say to parents who are wondering if this is something that they should bring their family into, especially their kids into?
I would say go for it. Speak to them about it. See how interested they are in it. Once you know that the files are, because some files maybe you will have some amount of confidentiality to it. But once you recognize that the files are something that they can do, I would say bring them into it. And it does teach them responsibility because it teaches them the value of working for the things that you need. It teaches them how to take care of the things that they need. It teaches them how to spend money, because sometimes you will say, no, I'm not buying that out of my money because that's too much and I work too hard for my money. So it teaches them responsibility while making the money. So I would say, if you have somebody who is interested, if you have your child who is interested, go for it.
I love that. We have had some parents put their kids in it. I remember a young lady, maybe it was last week, but she sent my sister a message that she had made her first money and she was going to buy a nice fan. And my sister, we were just laughing. I had another teenager who came, and the first thing she bought was an air conditioning for her room, and then a phone, and then a plane ticket to visit, relatives in the US. So she was making some good money, and now she's got her own business thriving and doing amazingly well. So
That's
lots of really
wonderful.
good stories there. And I think that you've inspired me, but I know for the parents listening, aren't you guys inspired? Yes. Are you inspired? It's
I
very,
hope so.
yeah, it's very inspiring. And I can see it radiates all over you how proud you are.
I
If
am.
anything, like the money is great, the business is great, but what you've been able to teach your son and what he's learned through
Yes.
all of this is absolutely priceless. So the money that you've made, we know
Hmm.
he's spending, you know, he has a mouth. Are you paying some bills with the money that you
Oh,
make?
yes, I am,
Let's
Alicia.
talk
I
about
am.
that.
All right, because as I said, I was going to school. I finished in October last year, so I'm finished with that. But especially at that time, as I said, I had a reduction in my pay. I had all my utilities, I had all my car payments, I had my two sons' school fees. I have a 10-year-old as well who goes to Mona Prep, and the Javin goes to Campion. So I had their school fees. So it was really helping to do a lot of things. The food bill, it was covering the car bill, the gas bill, it was covering everything. Lunch money, it was every time I said, oh my God, where is the next one coming from? And then I come and I see an order. I said, yes, thank you. Money is
Wow.
coming in. So
Wow.
it's helping to do a lot.
Wow. Now, with the times that we're in today, in
Mhm.
the middle of this COVID-19 crisis, and a lot of people have lost their jobs. In fact, the last webinar that I did, I asked people on there, how many of you have lost your jobs and are now unemployed? You got laid off, and it was about 40% of the people that were on that
Wow.
webinar said that they had lost their jobs. And so
Wow.
as we look at that, I'm really encouraging people to pick up different types of freelancing. It doesn't have to be transcription, whatever you're passionate
Right.
about. It can be phone calls, admin, bookkeeping. My lawyer is a freelancer. Like, so it could be the different things that you want. You could be teaching guitar lessons, making DJ drops. I don't care what it is,
It
but
can
I'm
be a lot
saying,
of things.
yeah, get your side hustle on. And for those people that are laid off, it would be their main hustle, but look to leverage the power of the internet to start and grow a business. What do you say to those people who are laid off and worried? And there's a lot of people out there right now super worried. What advice would you give them as far as, should they go online? Is there still opportunity now?
I actually, Alicia, I was reading an article very recently too on that same thing, where they were saying that freelancing right now is what is the thing,
Yes.
because a lot of persons are, as you say, are at home, laid off from work, and they're worried. But what they need to do is to now recognize that they have a great opportunity right now, right? To do something. Everybody has some skills. And the thing with Fiverr is that you can do just about anything on Fiverr. You just need to know how to go about it. And that's what Alicia and the team are doing, teaching you how to go about using these skills that you have to make money. So they're talking about persons who are outsourcing their businesses because they can't have persons inside, and they don't have all the skill set within their business either
Right.
to do the job that they want to do. So there is a lot that persons can do right now instead of sitting and be worried. I think after that worry period, because like me in 2018, before I discovered Internet Jamaica, I remember bawling when I said, where am I going to get the money from to subsidize my pay? And I'm going to go to school. And I bawled and bawled. But the type of person I am, after I'm finished crying, because I have to get it out. So when that bawling was done, I said, okay, what now? And I went online and I researched and researched, and the information is right there at your fingertips. You just need to go and look. But you have to be motivated. You have to want it for
Yes.
yourself,
Yes.
and it is there for you to get. It is
Yes.
real.
Yes.
So I would say anybody right now who is laid off, there is something that you can do always. There is
Yes.
some skill that you have been gifted with. Just sit and think about it, make a list of them, and see how you can use those skills to make money.
Yeah, very good advice. And it sounds like your investment in learning how to freelance has paid off for you
It
multiple times over,
has.
right?
It has, because as I said, when I did it, I had limited funds, and when I decided, all right, I'm gonna go all in. It when I got my first $5, I'm like, ah, this is really working because even though I went in, I still was skeptical. And when I got the $5, I'm saying, wow, this is going to work. And then the next one I got at $10, I said, this is really going to work. And then as I went on, I realized that this is something that can pay off. But you have to invest in yourself. And that may be investment of money, it may be investment of time, but you must invest in yourself so that you can get the best out of it.
And usually it's both money and time,
Yes,
right? To really
yes, it
invest in
is
yourself.
usually both.
So, Julette, you have been amazing. I just want to thank you so much. And I know everybody else wants to thank you, right? Right? Everybody
You
listening,
are
watching this, I know that
welcome.
you want to give her a nice shout out and thank you. So go ahead and do that now. But I just wanted to say, great interview, so inspiring. I'm so happy for you as a mom and proud of you
Thank you.
for what your son is doing. I can't wait till your next child becomes that entrepreneur as well. We'll
Definitely.
invite you back on for that story. And thank you so much for being here today. And once again, inspiring story, great story for parents. Wow, what motivation. I promise you the feedback you'll get on this was, you motivated me to get my kids into entrepreneurship. So I know that's coming.
I'm,
and
I'm
then
happy about that
and then
because
as a nurse,
you're right.
and
One of the things I have, one of my mantra is is not just, yes, I want to do for myself, but I also want to impact. And I always say impact and legacy. Those two words for me always must be somewhere, because it's not just, there's a difference for me between satisfaction and fulfillment. And to see my son actually being a responsible person,
wow.
for that I am saying, okay, I am building a legacy for him in terms of this business, because down the road, who knows? His children, my other son's children, everybody can be on board in this business, because
Right.
I may not necessarily be working, I definitely will not be working as a nurse forever. So there must be something at the end of that that I can say, this is what I'm going to do. So when everybody was running home from school to go and watch TV to de-stress, I was running to transcription, and it has paid off tremendously, tremendously, I must say. So everybody who is online, everybody who is in this freelancing genius group, everybody, I am telling you, work hard because it will pay off. And one of the important thing is know your why. I think that will always drive people, because you must know why you're doing it, right? And there, once you find that why, that is going to bring everything else, because I know my why, I'm going to be working towards it. So
Yeah,
I think that's very important for everybody to remember.
it is. It is. What a great interview. Again, thank you one more time, like rounds of applause. Oh, I was saying,
Thank you.
nurse manager, all the
Thank
hard work
you.
that you and your team are doing. Um,
Definitely.
yeah, you're appreciated on so many different levels. So thank you so much. And thanks for coming in and inspiring everybody who gets a chance to watch and listen to this. And to those of you that are watching and listening, the one thing that I want you to do is to tell someone else about this interview. So share it, mention it to a friend, do that right now. Do that right now. Pass this around, because Julette said two words. She said impact and legacy, right? And
Yeah,
those two words are really important to me as well. And the things that we do in Internet Income Jamaica, we try to impact as many lives as possible. And we do
definitely.
these interviews to impact people and to
Yes.
inspire and motivate you. And then, you know, leaving a legacy, so important. And I really commend you for pulling out those two words, because they really are important. So if that's important to you, then share this. Share it now as far and wide as you can, on your page, on your sister's page, on your mother's page, wherever you could share it.
Everybody's page.
Share this interview. And it's really more than appreciated. So thank you so much. All right, Jullet, enjoy. Thank you so much. All right,
everybody.
bye.
Thank you.